The time has come.
Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back again. So in today's video, I wanted to do a review for Godzilla Dominion, which is the prequel graphic novel to Godzilla vs. Kong. This takes place after the events of Godzilla King of the Monsters. What you come to find out in Godzilla Dominion for the most part is that Godzilla's just trying to get some rest, because after King Ghidorah made all the Titans wake up all at the same time gradually, Godzilla has to make sure that everything is back to normal, pretty much keeping everything into balance. There were some Titans from King of the Monsters that showed up in Godzilla Dominion, and there was also new Titans that we've never seen before that also showed up in Godzilla Dominion. The Titans that did come back were Titanus Sila and Titanus Behemoth, and so while Godzilla's trying to find a new home, he does eventually encounter with Sila, and that also leads him into a fight. And the reason why they fight is because Sila has become hungry and restless while finding a nuclear warhead, and if Sila eats the nuclear warhead, Godzilla does know that that'll cause an explosion on the land and the sea, and Godzilla does not fuck with that. So Sila refuses to give up the nuclear warhead, which causes these two to fight. Godzilla wins the fight, which causes Sila to just retreat underwater. Godzilla takes a visit to the Amazon River, and that's when you come to find out that Behemoth is busy fighting a new Titan called Titanostiamat, and while they're fighting, Titanostiamat does eventually kind of hurt Behemoth by tearing off one of his tests. So Godzilla steps in the fight and tells Amalek, "Hey yo bro, I'm the king, what you doing trying to hurt my boy Behemoth?" And pretty much Amalek is just like, "Oh shit, you're the king? My fault bro," and just leaves. Eventually, you do come to find out that even though Mothra did die in King of the Monsters, Mothra continues to still guide Godzilla as he continues to find a new home with the gift of life that she gave to him. Godzilla makes a return back into the Hollow Earth to try and rest back in his lair, and you come to find out that there's a lot of new changes to Godzilla. Godzilla can see and feel everything around him on Earth. He even remembers the sacrifice that Dr. Serizawa once made back in his lair. And you also come to find out that when Dr. Serizawa made that sacrifice, the explosion that was left behind in Godzilla's lair actually breached a deeper part into the Hollow Earth. There was even a creature that came from the Hollow Earth that fights Godzilla. It was like some kind of piranha looking creature, but Godzilla still wants to it. But Godzilla's lair cannot be used because all the energy used from the Earth that Godzilla feeds off of no longer is collected in that layer. So Godzilla has to find a new energy resource to feed off of. Along the journey to finding a new home, Godzilla runs into a new Titan called Titanostiamat, and Titanostiamat's purpose here is to just simply seek solace and rest. But unfortunately, she's caught under a massive net by Monarch. So Godzilla sets Nakika free from the net and then just pretty much wipes out all of Monarch's submarines and helicopters and calls it a day. This graphic novel also explains how the missiles are actually a lot more effective towards Godzilla now, and that's because Monarch's missiles can now actually seep into Godzilla's body, and that's how Godzilla can actually feel it, even though it doesn't stop Godzilla from destruction. So now it does make sense as to why the missiles in Godzilla vs. Kong were also effective towards Godzilla. Godzilla continues his journey inside the Hollow Earth, and eventually Godzilla comes across a new Titan called Titanostiamat. So the fight does take place underwater, and so while going through a Hollow Earth air pocket, that fight eventually does take back onto the land. Godzilla does win this fight by trying to tell her to just back down by stepping on her head and all that stuff, and eventually she does back down by just going back in the water and just leaving the scene. Godzilla eventually does find a new home, which is his old lairs. I think the coolest part about this is that while Godzilla is visiting his old lairs, he does find a skull that belongs to his rival species, Kong. But until then, Godzilla simply tells the other Titans to just go to bed. My first impressions on Godzilla Dominion is the amount of artwork that is just displayed in every single page. The amount of artwork and details is just flat out gorgeous. My second impression will be the new Titans that we got to see in Godzilla Dominion. I also came to find out that Titanostiamat is like some kind of giant water creature that is built off of black vines. He comes from the Komi Republic where he first escaped from when Ghidorah made the wake-up call. He's also one of those Titans that are very hostile towards other Titans. Titanostiamat is like some kind of multicolored octopus. She remained dormant in the Indian Ocean until Ghidorah made the wake-up call. She also appears to be some kind of very docile kind of Titan. And Titanostiamat is a female Titan, and she is pretty much a giant sea serpent. She comes from Stone Mountain, which is right in Georgia, and she's very hostile and pretty territorial. My last impression about Godzilla Dominion is just learning about new things about Godzilla in general. Like, they talk talk about how the ocean is his blood, Godzilla knows exactly where all the other Titans are at, and the fact that all that Godzilla has to do is simply command Titans to just go to bed, and they do. After I got done reading this graphic novel, I was just like, God damn, he really is a god around here. This graphic novel did help me understand as to why some of the Titans that we saw in King of the Monsters were also not returning again in Godzilla vs. Kong. It also makes sense as to why some of these Titans were labeled as defeated in the opening scene for Godzilla vs. Kong, simply because they all submitted to Godzilla. Is this worth the buy? Hell yeah, you better get yourself a copy ASAP. And before this video ends, I also want to make an announcement. My brand new merch is finally here, so this is for Team Godzilla, so this is what the front of the shirt looks like, and if we look behind, this is what the back says, rule like a god. So if you guys want this merch, it'll finally be available. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if you guys are new to this channel, please smash the like button, comment, subscribe, and turn that bell, and I will see you guys the next time. Peace.